Joseph Stalin, Adolf Hitler, Fidel Castro. These are just some of the names of the people that wanted gun control. They all achieved this by doing the same thing, and that's disarming their people. Don't let anybody disarm you. There's a saying, when seconds count, the people with guns are only minutes away. I'm Chris, and I'm going to be telling you about the misconceptions of gun control. I'm qualified because you all know I do law enforcement. I'm also an Army veteran, but the biggest reason is I'm an American, and I have the constitutional right of the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Do you want to give criminals the advantage over yourself in a situation where you need to defend yourself? According to the ATF, the Bureau for Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, over the past 20 years, gun sales have gone up. Astronomically, I might add. However, homicides by firearms have actually gone down. All of this actually coincides with the Harvard study. Now, the Harvard study says that nations with more guns have fewer crimes. According to Alex Jones, the host for Infowars.com, America is #1 for gun ownership. Big surprise. However, it's actually 28th for homicide rate for firearms. Now, I know some of you will disagree and bring up mass shootings and other tragedies, but you have to realize that almost every single tragedy like that has happened in the US and around the world has happened in gun-free zones or zones that are heavily regulated for gun ownership. Now, according to an article written by James Slack, the overall violent crime rate in the UK is 4 times higher than that in the US, which is weird to think of, because the UK has banned guns altogether. All of these numbers, and there were just a few that I told you today, are consistent throughout the world. For an example, in Australia, gun murder and armed robberies both increased when they banned guns. Another quite interesting fact, and it's interesting because it happened right here in the US. A town in Georgia actually passed a law that required people to own weapons. It was actually a law that said you have to own a weapon. When that happened, all of the crime rate, all of it, decreased by 50%. 50%. Now, the scariest fact of all, during the 20th century, governments all around the world have slaughtered more than 170 million people. Let me put that in perspective for you. That is over 1/2 of the US population. Does gun control really work? Gun control isn't a way to control guns. Instead, it's a way to control your rights.